Peace and blessings this morning. What's the demo? The demo be the sun, man, standing on all 5 points, man, with palms up, nothing to hide. Coming straight and direct early this morning, man. Good morning. Morning. I'm just up getting ready for work, man, but the inspiration always hit me about this time of the morning. So, man, I just want to give you a little something for your day or for your life, something that I strive to use for myself. There's a lot of things I want to say, man. Sometimes I just do it when it hit me and I make these. But the day I want to say that to the youth and to my black brothers, period, is that I heard a brother say, man, and I always believe this because this was always taught to me, is that we have to see ourselves more than gangsters. We have to see ourselves more than glorifying the excellence of thuggism, thuggery. Fuck shit. We excellent at that. We glorify that type of excellence. That's not our nature. That's a warped concept. That's a warped ideology. That's something that had been enforced upon us, as one brother was saying, in a subculture that we created for survival reasons, not for predatory reasons upon each other or to bring each other down. I want to say that in looking back over my own experience, that I understand where some of the problems came from. Not all of them, because all of them hits in different directions, in different ways, in different times, according on the individuals themselves. But I want us to understand, I want to come on up, I don't want to dwell too much on past stuff like that, but I want to just say, man, and bring it up right now, that we have excellence it's in our very DNA, it's in our very spirit. We know this. Sometimes we done bury so far in our subconscious because of what we've been through, and we have so much pain to where it's hard to get to that excellence or that potential. You are gods. We are gods, man. People don't want to hear that. They get scared, they go to trembling. We are masters, bro. We are masters. We need to get back to that. We need to get back to that level of perfection, that level of excellence, that level of striving as in a race. Not necessarily competition to see who's better than each other, but something as motivation. Allah said in the Quran, man, strive as one would strive in a race. So you know when you in a race, man, you're not trying to come and suck it. Your whole thing is do whatever you can do to get to that finish line and finish first or finish best in that race. Not that you not bet good, it's that you just finish in a certain place that you can eventually win if you keep on. You get to that same level. The winner, he done already won. He might come back and reach another level of winning in his striving in a race for excellence. We have so much potential, man. I have so much potential, man. And we need to tap into that. And I want to tap into that in many ways if I can. I'm not going to try. I'm going to tap into it. That is not that these words we have to realize they set up a certain block and a certain thinking. So certain words we have to get rid of, like I want, I need. We should use word as desire, something that, hey man, I can pull towards me. The other words denote lack of something. We don't lack of nothing. We've been so blinded in this world of illusions to where, man, it's hard to see anything outside of the money itself or how to make money. Because you have to realize they still give that money value. Our enemies still give that money value. Our enemy of self gives value to that. We have to learn to say what we value and what we don't value that is conducive for our growth and self-improvement upon the perfection and that already is there. We have to dig deep. We have to be like an oil driller. We have to dig deep. Sometimes, man, it means cutting everybody off for a time. They're going to think you tripping because they're still in the minute state. They still narcotized. You coming out of that. You striving. But as you strive, there's going to be more pain. And when I say pain, you're going to see things that are going to You will think that they're making you suffer just for the sake of suffering, but it is a tool or a path that is building strength. I'm not talking about all this other old suffering that they teaching religion, that you just got to do this and do that and accept bullshit. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about obstacles. Things that will get in your way or seem to get in your way or blocking you from achieving the goals that you need to achieve. But it's not blocking you. Only way it can block you, if you have it in your mind that it's blocking you, you go through it or go around it, go under, whatever you have to do, you get past it. The Circle 7 say, man, thought is developed by the exercise of strength. So in your thoughts, man, you gain strength when you figure out how to get around, to find the tools to get around, and you gain strength in the exercise of thought. You're exercising your thinking. I have a lot of this in, and sometimes I seem to let things get in my way or pull me off my path. And then I have to quickly do that 180-degree turn like, hey, man, this is what I need to do. I need to make myself better. I'm going to make myself better, not just for the next person, but to see the value in me. I have a value. You have a value. We have to value ourselves, not based upon our material thing, because, you know, sometimes people with money and real value don't let you really see it. You have to, flaunt it. You have to see it and feel it. You have to feel that fire. Have you just got around people and felt the vibration of their spirit around you? And be like, damn, this brother vibrating. That's what the modes mean by vibrating on high. On a high plane of existence. On a sure foundation that the sons and daughters of ex-slaves or slaves will thrive in the land of milk and honey. You have to understand that it's not necessarily talking about going back. See, we think coming out of bondage into the land of milk and honey is just a land itself. Yeah, it's here, but the land of milk and honey is the substance of your thinking or building yourself in order to take from the environment, still letting the environment influence us. And then mastering the elements in our environments, man, we bring about our own heaven. You want to know how to get to heaven? Y'all want me to tell you how to get to heaven, man? We can get in our paradise, man, by the mastery of self. That's the best thing you can do. The mastery of self. The Holy Quran, man, a lot of y'all don't read it. A lot of y'all been duped and played on by what the media said. And even some Muslims get out there with the BS, and they don't really show you and take you down. I'm talking about take you down through there. Really. And going in the Quran, they'll pull out certain things in the Quran and say it means this and mean that. No, man, you have to read it for yourself. You don't read the Quran the way you read the Bible. The Quran is not necessarily stories. The Quran is situation and viewpoints and solutions to any problem. It don't say the same thing over. It might repeat the same verse, but if you read the ayats or surahs, chapters or verses, you will see in it, it's coming from a whole different perspective, especially once you get into Arabic. But anyway, let me take you back to this to illustrate my point, is that in the Quran, it say that then man allowed Satan or society to make them slip or fall from their state of felicity. Now you look up that word felicity and see what that means. But when you go into the Arabic, in those two verses, it's deep. I have to, one of these days, I'll revisit it and show you what we really, really, really are and what our capacity is, what God gave us in the beginning. And I'm not talking about a God of teaching. I'm talking about our Most High. I'm just stripping all the other bullshit from around that's been placed around the Most High. So what I'm saying is, he say, Mankum is a word that means to dig, to drag. He said, I made you from a pottery, a sound and clay, black mud. This is in the Quran. It say black mud molded and shaped into form. And then I breathed into some of it or inspiration or life. But when you go through that, it talks about cleaning, molding like a potterer. Even the Bible talks about the hand of God being a potterer. But this goes a little deep, a whole lot more deeper. It talks about how he molds and shapes man. Then he goes into him and he guts him, clean all that, smooth all everything in him. It's fashioned from inside and out. And it said to drag, as in a ditch. Y'all know what drag means? Dragging means they do it all the time in the bio and they drag, they get all that gunk on the inside. I dragged him. So then I placed something in him from myself. The Bible said then he breathed in his nostrils and man stood up erect. So when man stood up erect, he didn't just only have the capacity to live, but then God gave him some of his mind. Here, take that, let that. That's why we're excellent. That's why we're God. That's why we are direct descendants from the Almighty. This is why, bro, I want to say this. We go way back before Africa. Africa, our ancestors developed Africa. Did you hear what I say? We're way before Africa, the so-called land Africa. Ancient Akibilon, that's the original name. One of the original names that was Europeans. But you also have to realize when you hear the term Asiatic black man or the Asiatic man, it ain't just talking about Vietnamese, Japanese, and all these people here. All that continent in the land of Canada and all through there, when it was one land mass before it started breaking and everything started, God started doing what he needed to do to break things up, to make different lands, because he said, I created you in the nations and the tribe that you may know each other, not to despise each other. See, people despise the black man. They love our taste. They love our flavor. You got some of them that, dig around here, but the most part, they say the black man is really loved around the world. The only thing loved about the black man is really around the world is his style. Even though it's a style that might cause destruction at times, people love that. Far as I'm concerned, man, a lot of people look at the black man as being the dregs of the earth. Really, I wouldn't give a damn how much money you got. A lot of people in different countries, they smile. You got some beautiful people in every nationality. But what I'm saying that for the most part, they look like, oh shit, the black man or the black woman. Now they'll take the black woman, but most times they don't even much want her. All these different countries, they laugh and say, well, but the thing about it, this is what I say to all of them. And I'm saying this for the black man, they don't give a damn, even the ignorant one. Hey, man, stop giving a motherfuck about people not liking and accepting us for who we are or for what we can be. Motherfuck them. Walk with your head up, chest out, shoulder squat, man. Keep pressing on. Chuck D didn't just write that album a long time ago, 1987. It takes a nation to million to hold that, and that went up to 1 billion. We want to get tactful. We want to be mindful. We want to be conscious of the steps that we make. We have to, man. We have to. Even with some of our own, man, we have to play the game of Go, not necessarily chess. We have to do things in a finesse manner, but yet firm. We ain't gonna take no disrespect. Real disrespect is when you trying to hinder our accomplishment, bring harm to us unnecessarily. When you get in the way of when we're trying to accomplish something, that's disrespect. Other than that, man, you really can't, some things you go on, can't really hurt me. Sometimes they be our fragile egos. And sometimes you be like, man, I hit, but sometimes we have to train because we're on a bigger level, man. My pimp partner in the penitentiary told me, well, he was telling a brother, but he was talking to a brother across the lane, but he said, nigga, you need to listen too. He said, man, when you argue, being where you are, he said, being where I am, baby. He said, check pimping out. Pimping say, hey, man, I don't have to argue with these niggas. That's how he talk. Jesse Vernon Davis, I love you, bro. Pimping Jesse. Pimping Vernon is what he go by, what they recognize him in Fort Worth, and Pimping Jesse down here. Jesse Vernon Davis, man. The product of Fort Worth and Fifth Ward, man. Houston, Texas. Love you, bro. Gave me a lot of knowledge, a lot of game. And he said, I'm here. They trying to get the notoriety, or like they got a beef with me and don't like me. So I let a nigga feed. I let a nigga come up. And don't worry about my pimp. I'm a boss player. He say, but what I'm not going to do is two things. Let a nigga pimp me through his hoe and bring a nigga up to my level by answering him. He said, because not only it's not necessary that you bring him up to your level when you respond to his bullshit, but you really drop down to his. Now, he think he didn't rose to your level, but now both of y'all in the same position. He just think he didn't rose to your level because you done responded, but all along you have digressed. You fooling with a fool. You fooling with bullshit. So you brought yourself down. It ain't necessarily that he came down. Sometimes it's all right to answer things in a manner that we give a proper response. But sometimes, man, just let that shit foster, man. You got a lot of people that's feeding on bullshit right now, negative energy, man. It's not what we want. We want positive energy. We want positive education, elevation, create intelligence, enlightenment at all times. This is what we strive for. This is what I strive for. I strive for peace. And I'm going to strive for it in an aggressive manner, bro, at all costs. And I pray that you all do the same thing. I want you to look for that. You don't have to look for that perfect man or that perfection. God said you are perfect in everything. He said you Lord and masters of this plane of soul. He said you are the masters. We just lost our estate. We just lost and fell. No fall. We didn't fall on no cliff. We just digressed in our thinking. Our spirit, the vibration of our spirit to tune in and see things was turned down. We're going to have many foes, man. We have to use the tools of the workshop of the mind, man. The mind is a very bad thing, man. You have to pay attention to it and be careful what you take into it, because it takes a firm impression. There's a lot of things that our younger generation also deal with, so far depression and not understanding how great they are, not in terms of sports. That's mediocre. I want y'all to know how great you are. I want you young brothers to know how great you are, you young sisters, how valuable you are. You just need somebody to put something in you and allow them to love you. I ain't just talking about an emotional hug, but I'm talking about showing you love by giving you the right tools, letting you know what you can do, push you to where you can see where you at. Man, when I used to be training with our brother, my grandmaster, my first real just stomped down teacher was Ernest Lynn Ross Bay. And he had his own style he created down through the years called Taru Karoshi. That's what he gave me, along with other things that I learned. And man, when we used to train, that man used to hurt me. Now, when I'm talking about hurt me, man, I had a concussion about like 2 months. I know I did. Bad headaches. Right here, my solar plex hurt for about like 6 months. Man, my whole body and certain things, if I moved them, even though it didn't seem like I was hurt, because he knew how much pain to give, but it increased because he knew I was able to handle it. He said, bro, when you fighting, when you fighting, it ain't all about you just Mo. You would say Mo. It ain't all about you just necessarily inflicting what you know. You say that may be true, Mo. But at times, you might run across somebody that you don't have a inkling that may be trained just like you and can hit harder like you, fight harder like you. You have to be prepared to take whatever they dish, the same way they have to be prepared to take whatever you dish out. So it is, you have to prepare and see what level of pain that you can go through. And that's what this struggle is about, to get to that level of perfection. You have to see how much you can go through to reach that level of perfection. Perfection is endless. You have the untapped potential to do anything, man. Man, touch the potential. And our potential's been touched. We've been given a glimpse of it. Ain't none of it been touched. No, man, by far, you young brothers and young sisters, man, y'all potentials have not even been scratched. You just have to get around the right people to bring it out of you. Not for the benefit of their society, but the benefit of yourself, your family, and those who want to accept the truth and live a life of production. Not just the material, but hear what you produce when you give these kids and see a community that grows off that one mind, one thinking, moving all in accordance in one. If I hesitate, we have a saying, if I hesitate, push me. If I lead, follow me. If I hesitate, push me. Don't follow me in bullshit. But if I hesitate, give me that motivation to push. Let me know. Hey man, that's not you. Because we know. We have to see the greatness in each other and deal with each other accordingly. But man, it's always, I go to bed, this is on my mind. This is what, man, a lot of people do it for different things. Everybody need things to survive. That's not all it is. And if it's money come, it come. I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna do what I need to do. So for on the righteous path, cause I'm growing. Cause some dudes don't even have what I have. Being out here, and I was locked up all that time. But I ain't stopped. This ain't nothing. I ain't just about the materials, just about the feeling of production. Producing something with these from here and molded and fashioned with these and these and this and these. They go together, bro. They go together. Allah say man has created his own destruction by his own hands. With the function of this and the aid of this, lest man be the creator of his own heaven by the works of his own hand. Like I said, man, I'm excited about this, man. Every time I go to bed, I'm at work, man, I'm thinking of new things to come up, but it's not new things to come up, but it's things here based on what I'm seeing and what I'm reading. I'm not going to touch on a lot of bullshit. I'm going to try not to let it seep in there, speak on and go on. But I want my whole thing, man, is just to drop some education, man. True education, self-knowledge, man. Spirituality. We're going to go a lot of places. It's going to come. And as time go on and I can develop and get me a podcast, it'll be a little bit more better. But I like just these in general. But everything I say, man, comes straight from my heart and my soul, man. My love for my people. My love for my sisters and brothers in life that look like me. I wasn't raised just to bring home. That was an added or acquired. And at times, man, I think about the people that I might have ran into that were black. That's why so many black people got away with saying or doing some of the things, because I strive to refrain and restrain myself from battling with brothers. But sometimes brothers need a little ass whoop, a little spanking, not killing necessarily, depending on what they done did. We need to take care of these cocksuckers around us. Clean up our own communities, but in a manner, man, that can be conducive to everybody. Y'all keep your head up, man. If you've been down, hey, man, you ain't gonna stay down, because there's only one way you can do is come on up. I done been down to the bottom. The bottom. Hey, man, ain't nothing you can throw at me. 14.7 pounds per pressure. And I'm going to say this. God created you so perfect. God created you so live, so raw, so magnificent. Is that the concept of aerodynamics comes from the creation of the body of the human being. 14.7 pounds per pressure pushes up on us. You can't feel it, but it pushes on us and it pushes out. This is a balance of the spiritual world, or the ethers of or the force that holds us together. 14.7 pounds per pressure pushes in and pushes out. And when you balance on both sides, you're all right. But when you're not balanced, that pressure from that 14.7 pound per pressure of society that's been pushing in and you've been able to hold out because you was balanced on the inside, it falls on you. It crushes you. But there's nothing that you can heap up on my head that can break me, man. I have my issues, my thing. But so far dealing with this enemy, I'm prepared to deal with the enemy myself and the enemy in general. That's how bad God made you, that science is built up off of you. And the design of aerodynamics. Everything had to be to accompany us. We're already the design of aerodynamics. The perfection of aerodynamics. The body by God, man, for real. By God. Keep your heads up, man. Be respectful to your parents. Be respectful to elders and seniors. Man, y'all don't be out there disrespecting them elders. Do not be out there putting your motherfucking hands on them elders. Do not do that. Young generation, y'all hollering about they can't respect me. You ain't been around to understand, to learn enough about a motherfucker need to respect you. Now I'm talking to you stupid young motherfuckers. I'm talking to the stupid side now. I'm just throwing some on I'm just telling you. Don't put your hands and disrespect the elders. You're still in child mode. And you need to be able to grow. They respect you and treat you that as a child in a certain manner. That's the respect you get by being treated that as you are a child. You let them teach you respect until you learn how and know what and how to recognize respect. Don't put your hands on the elderly, the older black women and black men. Don't do that. There's consequences for that. Yeah, it's consequences for that. So don't do that. Y'all keep yourselves up, man. Y'all keep your heads up. Strive for perfection. Govern yourself accordingly. Find out what you need in your life and go for it. That's good. Because everything materialized that we need, we can pull it to us when our spirit is right, man. We pull it to us when our spirit is wrong, when we're in the hustle. That should show you something if you use it on the flip side, on the righteous side. But I love you all. Thank you again for listening. Find that perfect man. Look at in the mirror. You'll see him every day. And with that, man, I depart with palms up and 5 high, standing squared up on all 4 points, demonstrating the highest principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.